catch anything?
No.
No? Nobody caught anything? Wow.
You three and we three.
So how did it go?
It went very good.
Did anybody catch anything?
A couple kids did, but
Oh, good.
not as many as we were hoping.
Yeah, how many fish were put in there? 2,500?
Yeah, yesterday.
Yesterday.
But the birds are eating them. We're watching
Oh
them.
no!
Is
We're
that what's
watching-
happening?
Yeah, they're dunking and
So how many people signed up? Do you have any idea?
Oh gosh, so far there's been over 100 kids through. Do you know
Cool.
how many kids have come through?
Cool. Great.
Fun.
Yeah.
Maybe we see some other things. What about the water in there? How's the water look? It looks nice and muddy. Clear. The water is clear. And these are all some good indicators, including the insects and the invertebrates that are all there. Good indicators for a healthy aquatic habitat. So what we're going to do is we're going to talk about a watershed where a habitat like this might exist. And we're going to kind of show you a model of what a watershed around here might look like and some of the things that can influence the pollutants in that water. So if you join me up front here, let's gather around here.
Okay guys, it's called a watershed. And a watershed is an area that drains into a water body, which is the lake.
Be careful of the bee right there.
Thank you so much.
We're gonna let that go.
Yeah, we won't,
Yeah.
he's harmless if we just don't pay attention to him.
Unless you're allergic to me.
Okay, so let's talk about the different places here. We have a construction site.
He's still right there.
And what's that?
This is
Tractor.
Yeah.
How do tractors work?
what I'm having my
Okay, and then what's this, guys? This is a farm, a forest, wastewater treatment plant, houses, neighborhood, and a factory. So
Now when we have pollutants out there, when the things that get in the water that make it kind of nasty and icky, those pollutants, they come from two different sources. And we have some names for those sources. And one of the names is
Point source pollution.
point source pollution.
And a point source is when it comes directly from the place. So this is our little factory that makes up our watershed. Because all these things make up a watershed. Our construction zone here, our trees, and our forest. So let's say I'm a factory, I'm making your glasses. Well, there's byproducts or things that come out when you make something. So this is showing point source pollution. See the pollution right there? Look where it's going. There's the river, there's the lake. And there's our boat, we're trying to fish.
So all those nasty pollutants from that single place, that point source, if we can trace it back to that, we can point right to that source of that pollutant. It's coming down into
where's
our
it
water
going,
body.
guys?
It's going
It's
right.
gonna go right in the river.
Yeah.
The river and then down into the lake.
Yeah.
But it's not always that easy to tell where pollution comes from.
Right.
So when we don't know exactly where it comes from, but we know it's coming from somewhere, that comes from what's called non-point
Non-point.
source. And that comes from a lot of these other places. So, Teresa, will you show us about these other places?
Okay, guys. We were talking about point source right here, where you can trace back the pollution all the way to this point.
All the
this
way
is
to the river.
all the way to the river, to the water body, to the lake. But now we've got a roadway here, a little housing development, construction, golf course, trees, and they all mix together. When it rains, the extra.
The loose soil, because sometimes when you're building a house, you have to use wood, right? So where
that
do you get that
means-
wood? You get it from the trees. So we got to cut the trees down in the forest to get the wood. And
Or
when you
if
do that, it exposes the soil. And then when the soil is exposed, because the trees can't hold back the water anymore, all that dirt gets washed down into the rivers and then down the lake as it goes through the watershed.
How about here, guys? What happens with the golf course and all that fertilizer?
Yeah, good, that's
And
right.
that mixes up. Oh, sorry.
Because when you go to a golf course, you'd like to have some nice green grass and stuff, right, to golf on.
See, this
Who
is our
wants to
oil.
go out and golf in the brown grass and dirt? You want to try to stay out of the sand where you're in the golf course, right?
What's that? What's that?
Car.
Car, right?
And then this red stuff, guys, is motor oil.
So mom and dad changed their oil, and oops, there's a storm drain right there. Well, that storm drain goes right into the rivers and lakes. So you have to be really careful what you do around storm drains. See, this is our oil. Bad stuff in oil. So you can't. You can't be careful. You have to be really careful, and you can't just change oil near that stuff. Because that all goes into our rivers and lakes, and you're gonna fish here later. Well, see that icky little brown mess there? Well, that was our good lake and river. This is our icky one with all the pollutants. This is a farm with the feces that goes in there. This is remember our little point source pollution here? That's where all the factory stuff goes in. This is all the pesticides and fertilizer stuff. So this
Here in this freshwater environment, but we do get flood events around here from heavy rain, where it builds up into the rivers and it flows down. And when it does that, sometimes it will wash into the wastewater treatment plants.
Yeah.
And then not only do you have the problem of the cow poop going into the farm, you also get people poop going into the rivers, and it gets down in here. Now, when all these pollutants get down into the water body, wait, where do the fish live? In the water body. That's right. So all these pollutants, they go down into the watershed, and they go down into the water body where the fish live. That's right. Is that good for them or bad?
Bad.
Do you like to go fishing?
Yes.
Do you like to catch fish? So do what? Do you like to eat fish? I do. Some people do. Some people don't. Some people just enjoy fishing without eating them. I like. Now, if we take a look at.
Dad
So do
does
I.
good.
Yeah, Dad do like to catch fish. Now, in this water body here, what do you think? Would you like to eat the fish out of that water? Looks nasty, gross, doesn't it? Yeah. So that brings us back to our pollutants and where we get them from. First, the point source pollution, because we know that comes from the factory over there, right?
Point source.